For our next practice on 1-point perspective, we're going to try to take some of those 3D looking boxes that we drew in the first 2 practices and turn them into furniture. So I'm going to show you how to do a few different types of furniture, and then if you want to try some other kinds too, you can do that. So we're going to start by drawing a horizon line again. And the horizon line is representing the separation between the floor and above the floor. So you want to make sure the bottom corners of all of your furniture that you're drawing, or the bottom corners of your boxes, are all touching the floor. So this bottom half here, okay? In the middle, we're going to put a vanishing point. And remember, you can only have one vanishing point. If you have more than one, it's not 1-point perspective anymore. And we're going to start on the left-hand side of our paper and make a letter L. 90-degree angle, the best that you can. And we're going to turn that into a block letter L, like this. And use your ruler for all of your lines. You have to be nice and straight. Okay, and this is a little bit trickier than a box. Think of the shapes that you did before. Each of these corners here, we need to connect to the vanishing point. So every single corner, even this one, even though it's indented. So you're going to line up each corner with the vanishing point and lightly draw a line. And the reason I'm saying lightly is we're going to erase parts of these lines later. So again, we want to do this corner too, even though it's going in, it's still a corner. And this one and this one. The only one we don't want to do is this one, because it would go through our original shape, our letter L. So we won't do that because we don't want our couch to be transparent or see-through. Okay? So then we're going to be finishing it with those horizontal and vertical lines that make those 90-degree angles. So since this triangle is touching the top of my L here, I'm going to line my ruler up with that and slide it straight up as far as I want to go so that it's parallel to this line. And then inside of this triangle here, I'm drawing a line that's parallel to that one. This triangle is touching the side of my L right here. So I want to draw a line that's parallel to that. So I'm going to slide my ruler straight over. And when I get to the end of this first line I just drew, I'm going to stop. And that's where I'm going to put my vertical line that's parallel to that one. So you see how these two form a 90-degree angle and these two form a matching 90-degree angle? This triangle is touching this part of my L. So I'm going to draw a line that's parallel to it. I'm going to slide my ruler up till it gets to the bottom of this line that I just drew. So see how those two make a 90-degree angle and those two? And then lastly, this triangle here is touching this side of my L. So I'm going to put my ruler there and slide it straight over, keeping it parallel, and draw a line that's parallel to that one. And see how these two make a 90-degree angle and these two make a 90-degree angle. So it's kind of like stairs, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. And it changes direction whenever you hit one of these diagonal lines. Okay? Then I'm going to erase everything that goes past those lines I just made, because I don't need that anymore. And there we have a really uncomfortable looking couch or bench. So to make it look a little more like furniture and a little more comfortable, we're going to modify it a bit, change it a bit. So I'm going to erase these pointy corners and round them off so that the couch doesn't look so uncomfortable and sharp and pointy. Makes it look more round and cushiony. Same with this one and this one. Just kind of rounding those corners. I'm going to add some legs to it. Sometimes couches have legs, sometimes they don't. We're going to pretend like this one does. You wouldn't see this leg because it's behind the couch, like it would be blocked by this part of the couch, and the couch is not transparent, so we'll only see these three. And maybe some armrests. So draw a horizontal line from here, and then round it down into a vertical line. And this armrest wouldn't be see-through, so I'm going to erase that line. Another armrest. Maybe there's like 2 cushions on this couch, so draw that little crack in between the cushions where you lose all your change and crumbs and stuff get in there. We could draw a little throw pillow. I'm not very good at those, but just make it look kind of cushiony. You could draw a little blanket. So anything you want to add to make it look more like a couch and less like a drawing of a box. you can do. Maybe my blanket has little tassels on the end of it, little fringies. Okay, so there's my couch. In the middle, just draw a regular rectangle or square. Don't make it too tall because this is going to be a table. And whenever we start out drawing furniture or boxes, we're starting with the side of the box or the side of the furniture, not the top. A lot of times people try to start with the top of the table. So if you look here, we started with this L. That's the side of the couch, right? Not the part that you sit on. It's the side of it that you would look at. So this is the side of the table, not the top where you put the plates. This is like where the legs are, okay? Then we're gonna connect the corners to the vanishing point, so we're still following the same rules we learned. This one you wouldn't see, and this one you wouldn't see because it would go through that original box. And then we're finishing off with a parallel line. So this triangle is touching the top of my rectangle, so I want to keep it parallel to that. So this that I just drew, that is the top of my table. Now you could leave it like that, but if you want your table to look like it has legs, you can pretend like you have a little saw and you're gonna cut into the side of this table to make legs. We're gonna go eek. You like my saw noise? Pretty fancy. Eek, eek. And then we pretend like this part got cut out. So those would be the legs of my table. These legs you wouldn't really see unless your table was clear because they would be blocked by the top of the table from our view. So we would not draw those on this particular table. Sometimes you might see it, depends on where your table's at in position compared to your vanishing point. So then we can put something on top of the table, maybe a vase, maybe some plates, bowl of popcorn, whatever you want to do there. There we go. If you really want to, you could make your legs three-dimensional by connecting the corners of those to the vanishing point and finishing those with a parallel line. Okay, this one you wouldn't see because it would go through the original shape, so we won't do that one. All right, and then lastly, we're gonna do a bed. So we're gonna start with the side of the mattress and just a short, wide rectangle. Again, this is not the part you lay on. This is the side of the mattress. Then we're gonna connect the corners to the vanishing point. Again, we're following those same rules. Finishing it off with our parallel lines that meet at a right angle. So this is the top of the bed. That's the part that you would lay on if you were laying on it. You'd be laying on it like that, okay? So now I could add some legs to it. Sometimes beds have legs. Make them three-dimensional, like little boxes, so I could connect them to the vanishing point and finish them off with a parallel line. I could add a headboard of some sort. Could make it fancy or just a rectangle. Could add a pillow. So we're just doing boxes just like we did in the other practices, but we're changing them or modifying them and adding details to them to make them look more like furniture, less like a box. So maybe I can add a blanket here, make it a little wavy so it looks more like a blanket. Maybe my blanket has polka dots on it. Draw a teddy bear, whatever you want to do, okay? If you want to practice more furniture, you could flip your paper over and try some other things, a dresser, a desk, a bookshelf, whatever you want to try, but definitely do at least these three. Okay? Let me know if you need any help.